Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We will have Qiraat by Abdul Rashid Brown.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم أولئك هم الفاسقون. لا يستوي أصحاب النار وأصحاب الجنة. أصحاب الجنة هم الفائزون. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. صدق الله العظيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. قال الله تعالى في كتابه المبين: وقل جاء الحق وزهق الباطل إن الباطل كان زهوقا. وقال تعالى: إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وأصحابه وبارك وسلم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters in Islam, we say shukran jazilan for Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we once again been granted the opportunity of having our brother from Durban, Ahmed Deedat, on the circuit in Cape Town. We also say shukran to the committee and the imamat of the masjid here, Masjid al-Sabr, for making available the masjid for the da'wah. Ahmed Deedat has traveled through many parts of the world, and many of those lectures that he delivered on your and my behalf are available on video cassettes. Please make those available to your family, to your neighbors and your friends. We also have the Holy Quran, which is the translated by Allama Yusuf Ali, and it is sold at a ridiculous price of 5 rands per copy. Buy many for the next generation too. The book, They Dare to Speak Out, by Paul Finley, the ex-congressman of the United States of America, is also available at the fantastic price of 5 rands per copy. On Monday evening, inshallah, at the Good Hope Center, there will be a free issue or a free distribution of the booklet, Arabs and Israel, Conflict or Conciliation. There was an amount of 250,000 of these printed, and the launch will be on Monday night. Anybody who is there on Monday night at the Good Hope Center can get your copy free. And tonight it is die nuwe verneking of vernekerij van die mense wat die Christelike evangelie verkondig. It is the new deceit in Christian evangelism. They have designed a new way of catching your children, catching you if you are not wary, catching me if I'm not wary, and trying to catch our brothers. Without further ado, I will ask Brother Ahmed to deliver us his talk on the new deceit in Christian evangelism.
قال الله تعالى في شأن حبيبه إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. صدق الله العظيم. My dear brothers and sisters, though the subject is new deceit in Christian evangelism, I started with something, an ayah from the Quran, which has nothing to do with the subject. I got my cue from our Imam for tonight and our young Qari. See, in the Isha, the first rakat, he read portions of the verses in which this verse was included. Then, for our edification and for our pleasure, we asked him to read the Qira'ah. Again, he repeated those verses. Now, these verses reminded me about Qari Abdul Samad Abdul Basit. I think you all know the man. He was here many years ago on a Qiraat tour, and we flocked in our thousands. He also came to Durban, and in the city hall of Durban, packed out, he was reading so many sections of the Quran, and among them was included this portion that our young Qari read this evening. The next day, a doctor friend of mine who was responsible for the Arabic Studies Circle in Durban, Dr. Daud Mal, he meets me in the street and he questions me. Said, were you there at the city hall yesterday? I said, yes. He's asking me, did you cry? Did you cry? I said, yes, for two reasons. He's asking, what are those two reasons? So I said, you see, I don't know Arabic. I don't know Arabic as a language. But I do know some extracts from the Quran, some verses whose meaning I seem to understand, because I have been paying attention to those verses and their meaning. So I know what the person is talking about. So I said, you see, Qari Abdul Samad Abdul Basit, in the Qiraat that he read these words in his beautiful, beautiful incantation, you know, his unique manner. People describe it as a voice from heaven. His voice was a voice from heaven. His breath control, unequaled. A man who can keep on reading for 2 minutes continuously without breaking his breath. Breath control, unequaled. In his inimitable manner, he is reading these words. Of course, if I try to imitate, I'll be murdering it. But you can understand, you'll appreciate my difficulty, but I'll try. He's reading, لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على, you know, his usual day. على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. When he's reading that, when we understand the meaning, he's saying that if this Quran had been sent down, Allah is saying, upon the mountains would have shuddered and shaken and broken to pieces. In his beautiful manner, he is reading that, and I seem to understand what he's saying. And then he changes his tone. Speaking tone. He said, وَتِلْكَ الْأَمْثَالُ نَضْرِبُهَا لِلنَّاسِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. As he was speaking. He spoke it. Our Qari also, he changed. I was paying attention. He also changed his tone. But maybe we didn't catch the joke. Because if he's started on a talking tone, you'll think something has gone wrong with him. So he still had a little more sonorous manner of delivering the warning. That we are telling you this, Allah said, that you may imbibe some lessons from this, that you may think. Again he starts, لو أنزلنا, and it's usually 2 minutes. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. 1 breath, 2 minutes. Then he says, وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. So we are telling you this, that you may think. Now his beautiful sonorous voice, the manner in which he recites makes you to cry involuntarily. Without you understanding the meaning, you and I have been crying without understanding the meaning. The music of his eloquence, the manner in which he reads it, that itself it moves people to tears, even without understanding. If you understand, it's all the more reason why tears should flow down our cheeks. And then he's telling, he says, look, we are telling you this. Allah is telling, we are telling you this, that you may think. I says, you know, I know that 99% of my brethren there, nobody understood what was going on. There are 2 reasons for crying. Number 1 reason was the sound, the music, the rhythm, the style of his recitation makes you to cry. 1 reason. Second reason, the man is telling you, Allah is telling you through him, that look, we are telling you this, that you may think. And nobody catches the joke. This is a sad part of our Muslims all over the world. In the non-Arab world, all of us, we bacha the Quran, we recite the Quran beautifully, alhamdulillah. Most especially my Malay brethren, they read beautifully. They are nearest to Basit, they are nearest to the Arab recitation. But the bulk of us, whether Malay or Indian Muslim, or Muslims in Turkey, wherever, they don't seem to understand the message. This is, I have to share it with you, because for some reason, the Qari, in his Salat he read it, and again in his Qiraat he read it. I said, now let me share this with you before proceeding into the subject. New deceit in Christian evangelism. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَلَن تَرْضَى أَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَن نَصَارَى حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُمْ. Allah Bari Ta'ala gives us an eternal reminder about the relationship that would exist, that was existing and would exist between us, the Muslims, and the Jews and the Christians. That, O Muslims, the Jews and the Christians will never be satisfied with you. Wallan. Lan in Arabic is a double negative. No, never. Most certainly not. The Jews and the Christians will never be satisfied with you, O Muslims, unless you follow their brand of religion. And that reminder is there with us. They give us a constant reminder. The Jews actually have fallen out of the race in wanting to convert us. In the early days of Islam, they were telling the early Muslims, he said, what are you following this man Muhammad? An ummi, a man who doesn't know how to read or write. He's going to mislead you. He'll take you to hell. You want to go to heaven? Follow us. You become a Jew if you want to go to heaven. The Christian says, you want to go to heaven? Become a Christian. The Jews have fallen out of that race in wanting to convert anybody. They have made the religion a racial religion. You have to be born a Jew to be a Jew. They don't want you. But the Christian is there. An eternal reminder for us. He's knocking at our doors. And he has created new and new methods, new and new deceits, manner of deceiving the Muslims, catching fish. The fisherman knows. I don't know how many of you people in the Cape usually go fishing, but I'm sure you have some idea that to catch different type of fish, you need different type of bait. Different fish are attracted to different types of baits. In my part of the country, you know, when the shad season, they call it shad, the sardine season, when it goes, there's the shad fish that follows the shad. And if you want to catch the shad, we have to put sardines to catch them. Shrimps or prawns won't do. For other types, you need worms. For another type, you need something else and something else. Different type of fish require different type of bait if you are a fisherman. If you are a good fisherman and you are aiming for what you want, you have to use the right bait. Now the Christians have discovered that. They have been studying us. Muslims all over the world, they have been studying us, they're watching. They conquered our lands. Malaysia, they conquered. Indonesia, they conquered. India, my land, they conquered. Egypt, they conquered. In all the Muslim countries, almost every nation, except for about 3. During 1918, only about 3 nominally independent nations existed. Otherwise, the whole Muslim world was under subjugation by the Christians. Whichever way you look, Christian domination. They conquered us, they ruled us. They enslaved us. And they wanted to convert us. But wanting to convert us, they were watching our behavior. They watched the Muslim child going to the madrasa. He sees a piece of paper, the little child, and something is written in Arabic. The child picks it up, he kisses it, folds it, and puts it in his Quran, or puts it in his bag. Am I wrong? A Muslim child or an old man, you see anything written in Arabic, we know it's written in Arabic, and the only Arabic we have been used to seeing is the Arabic of the Quran. We didn't know that you can write Lady Chatterley's lover in this script. We didn't know, wallah. Anything you see in Arabic is Allah's kalam. Pick it up, kiss it, put it in the book, in the Quran. Where there is Arabian Nights, filthy, dirty stories, written in Arabic, torn into pages, thrown about, the old man, the young man, anybody, everybody picks it up, put it in the Quran. Am I right or wrong? We still do that. We'll still do it. Suspecting that is Allah's kalam. People can play a big joke on us. You know, filthy, dirty stories. Pornography can be written in Arabic. Do you know that? Pornography, you know, about filthy, dirty things. About sex. In Arabic. There are books in Arabic. And if the guy tears it and throws it around here, or in Mitchell's Plain or wherever, the Muslim, young and old, there's nothing to laugh at. See, it's our psychology. We are trained. Because in our mind, this associates with the Quran. That script. And Allah will reward us for this. Wallah, even in this book of pornography, you pick up those pages and you kiss it, Allah will reward you for that. Because why did you do it? You did it because of the love of Allah's kalam. That this is how Allah's kalam looks, so we respect it. We don't know what it is. Allah will reward you. But the Christian was watching. Say this Sulla fellow, this Moors. This I can see that he'll bite that calligraphy. So, he says, right, let us catch fish with that calligraphy. And I got caught. You know, I'm supposed to be more learned than most of you. You agree? In your mind, of course. You think, you know, Deedat is a very, very learned fellow. In your mind, you think, therefore you respect me, you honor me, so come uncle, talk to us. I'm talking to you. You don't know how poor I am in Arabic. You don't know. But you think this guy is great because he's standing in front of you and talking, sharing with you his thoughts. I get caught. I'm in Pakistan. I deliver a lecture. Houses. After the lecture, you know, the people want to pump your hand for blessings. You want to get blessings. And I tell you something peculiar about the Malays. In Malaysia, in Singapore, not only they shake hand, but they want to kiss your hand. Every Malay wants to kiss your hand. Fortunately, you people don't go to that extreme. But they, your brothers, your cousins, your uncles, everybody wants to kiss the hand. So at first I was resistant. I said, no, you know, you want to kiss my hand. I said, But for how long? You know, I wasn't this old. I was about 10 years younger than this when I went. Then I said, right, go ahead. What can you do? You're going to fight? Everybody? Huh? I don't want you to kiss my hand. And everybody is forcing. So I said, go ahead, now kiss. So the Pakistan is not so bad. It was not so good. They're shaking hand. There comes along a young boy, about 11 or 13-year-old, bareheaded. A lot of Muslims, they don't put anything on. They don't have nothing on their heads. Even in masjids, they come along. they have different types of different standards. More especially the Indian Muslim is getting very bad with that. I'll be speaking on that topic. If the label shows your intent, wear it. It was announced, I don't know where, but it will be in one of these talks. So this young boy hands to me these beautiful, I don't know what you call this, this beautiful calligraphy. He hands me like this. He's giving me like this. Can you see something written on it? Can you read it, Akhi? Try, don't be afraid.